I'm trying to think about today's world, what does that mean? But it probably means the same thing it has for centuries, which is that I have an obligation to try to see that of God in every person that I encounter in any fashion. And that explains the core of Quakerism. All of our practices follow from that. All of our social action follows from that. Our worship follows from that. Our decision-making follows from that. So to recognize the divine is present in every person, even the person I might consider the most loathsome, or who disagrees with me, or who angers me, and also those that I love and I hold dear to me, that God is present equally in every person. That's really the core. I think sometimes through the technology, we have access to people and we forget that they're human. I mean, if I'm looking at YouTube and I look at the comments that people have put on a video, there's some very challenging and very hate-filled comments in some cases. I think there's people who start to interact with other human beings through technology and forget that there's actually a person at the other end of that handle or that username or that email account or that website. And I think that it's important for us to continue to see each other as human beings, even though we may be only accessing each other through a little tiny text device or through a phone or through a video cam, that still is a whole human being who has desires and fears and a family and a place of origin, and to still see them as a whole human being and not just see the aspect that the technology reveals to us. I think our practice of silence is in many ways very unifying and easy for people to get their hands around, and it's probably also the most difficult for people who are new to Quakerism. As I've been here at the Parliament of World Religions, it struck me that we have so many different costumes, we have so many different habits, we have so many different rituals, but there's a few things that unite us. And like I've noticed outside the meeting rooms, there may be bottled water in cups. You know, when we're in the cafeteria, we have very many different diet requirements, but everyone needs water. And I think spiritually, everyone needs silence to access the divine. Not only silence, but when I've been in sessions where we have gotten into the silence, there's something sacred there. There's a closeness to the divine or to our inner self, probably even for the atheists. I just came from a session with atheists. Just silence is a chance to be with yourself, or if you believe in God, to be with the divine. And so as Quakers, when we worship, we are only in the silence. That is our main form of worship, is to sit in silence together in a very simple space without a lot of symbolism or distraction, perhaps something in the center that is something from nature, like a bouquet of flowers, and just to invite God's presence collectively. That is our worship. And any person there can minister. Any person who feels divinely moved can make a statement, stand up and speak. So I think that for people who are new to Quakerism, sitting in silence for about an hour can be very difficult. There may be some worship sessions that are completely silent where no one speaks. The following week there could be 12 people that speak. It's a spontaneous creation collectively of the divine and the human beings present in that room. So the lack of structure can be difficult, and it can be wonderful. The silence can be very rigorous, and it may be the only time that your cell phone is off, you're away from your email and your computer, and you're truly just being instead of doing, and inviting God's presence. So the silence is a core feature, and I think it's the most welcoming and the most challenging. I'll start with myself, and perhaps that's what I wish for everyone, is that anytime that I think that I have the one right way, that I will question myself. And I hope that for all the people who are here too, that whatever their tradition, if they feel like my tradition's got a corner on the market of truth, that they will question themselves and say, you know, how likely is it that the Great Spirit is speaking only through me or only through my tradition? And that we will honor people from other places and other traditions and see what we have to learn from them. That's why I'm here, and that's my hope for the 5,000 approximately people who are here.